sit down and grab your popcorn.
Hey yo.
I got a book. All right. Okay, I didn't write in every single page, but I did write in a lot of these pages when I was at basic training. For this video, I'm only going to talk about MEPS and reception, and then I'm going to talk about yellow phase and red phase in another video, and then white and blue phase in another video. MEPS, when you're actually going to enlist, is different from MEPS when you're going before you ship out. MEPS before I shipped out was pretty simple, you know, just went there, made sure, it was just to make sure that everything was still good, nothing changed basically. We did height and weight, and then you still gotta wake up early. You wake up early when you go to MEPS to check to make sure everything's still the same and all right, and then you wake up early the next day to go to the airport, and that's when they kind of like divide us out into groups. So there's the Marines, and there's a Navy, and then there's the Coast Guard and the Army. Pretty sure that's all there was there that day. But they divide us up into groups. The TSA worked with us through the airport, through each airport that we went through. They gave us like this little form, and we went about our separate ways. I was in a group with 2 other people from Minnesota. Oh, one is from Wisconsin. But so the first thing we did when we got there, after we talked with the TSA and we got our, you know, our itineraries and everything together, we went to go get food. We just sat and waited, and we called, you know, our families, and we're like, oh yeah, we're waiting down our first flight. Our first flight was fine. I listened to music the whole time. And then our second flight, we had to run to, I'm pretty sure we had to run to that flight. Yeah, we had to run through the airport to our second flight, if I can remember correctly. And our second flight was like a roller coaster, like just a roller coaster in the air. Wasn't expecting that at all. Don't know what that was. Around that time, it was about 9:10. It was late. Okay, just remember this, because this is where it's gonna get interesting. But it was late. Okay. I had Panera when we, actually no, we didn't have to run. No, that I'm thinking about when we came back. Yeah, I'm thinking about when I came back from AIT and everything. We had to run to our next flight. But the airport that we stopped at, I got Panera, my last good meal, you know. They give you money, they give you like a check, and you basically just gotta spend it all in the airport because you're not gonna be able to use it anywhere else. Then after that, we went on the plane. That's when we started that's where we started meeting people that's where we started meeting people that we were going to reception with, basically, because they were like, are you going to basic training? Oh yeah, I'm going to basic training, going to basic training. We're all just going to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So we're all just talking. Great time, you know, until the plane started shaking. We finally got to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, right? I didn't finish my Panera, so I had to throw it in the trash. That was a very sad moment for me, because that was the last good food that I was gonna eat. But instead of me eating, I was bluffing on the plane. I didn't want to eat because, I don't know, but like, I don't know if some people are like this or it's just me, but when you're around like certain people or you don't know people well, I just don't feel like eating like that. Like I just felt uncomfortable, so I didn't want to eat, and other people on the plane were hungry, so, but I was like sharing my food, but I still didn't want to eat. But anyway, I threw away my Panera. I threw away my Panera because I knew I wouldn't have time to eat it once I touched down at the airport and I saw the drill sergeant waiting at the door. That's when I was like, everybody just started running that direction when we saw the drill sergeant. We were just like, oh, shoot. I was like, oh my gosh, where's the nearest trash can? Everybody was throwing their food away. He was just waiting for us so calmly. I was like, something's not right. Why is he so calm? Like, isn't he supposed to be yelling at us? He did yell at us once we got closer towards him. But we got there and immediately he said, tuck in your shirts. Mind you, I was wearing, it was like just plain tan. I didn't want to bring anything nice. Don't wear anything nice when you're going over there. Do not bring your Air Forces, your Jordans. Just wear something you don't care about like that, you know? But I was wearing like a tan shirt like this. It was just plain from H&M. And these high-waisted, like black high-waisted shorts. Not shorts. Ooh, no, not shorts. But pants, like skinny jeans. If I could find a picture of what I look like, I'll insert it right here. But, ooh. Imagine me with a shirt tucked in. Like, you don't tuck shirts into a high-waisted pants. Like, a shirt tucked into high-waisted pants. High-waisted skinny jeans at that. I pretty much look like a goof until we actually got our uniforms and stuff. Just the beginning is just a mess. He told us to immediately tuck in our shirts to our pants, and girls were on one side and guys were on the other side. And we had vanilla folders that MEPS had given us with all our documentation and everything. He said, or take it out or something like that. I'm not sure. It was just a lot of da-da-da-da. And our phones were, where were our phones? Pretty sure they were still on us. Yeah, they were still on us. And then he said, call your families and tell them that you made it safely, and then turn your phones off and put it in your bag. And I was like, is this where it's about to start? That's not where it started. We're waiting for buses to come. Literally, it was like 10, almost 11 p.m. Okay, 10, almost 11 p.m. And when you're standing there, while we're standing there, we had to stand in a position of attention. And he was just trying to get us correct, okay? I really understand what he was doing. He was just trying to get us correct before we really left. Like, before we even got to reception. Got on the bus, but before we got on the bus, we were in a straight line. And he was like, and that literally flew over my mind, okay? I don't know how that flew over my mind, but it flew over my mind. It didn't even make sense to me that I sat in a seat that was buckled. Got on the bus and I sat in a seat that was buckled. He didn't see me though, he didn't see me. But a battle buddy of mine, that she was actually in my platoon too, but a battle buddy of mine, she was like, oh, you're not sitting in the right seat. And I was like, oh, thank you. I really look stupid. Like, I really did look stupid. Like, why would you sit in a seat that's buckled? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Anyway, as we got on the bus, he was like, all right, it's not that long of a drive or something. It felt long, but you know, it was peaceful. It was like a calm before the storm. I mean, that wasn't really a storm. Like, they just yelled. We got on the bus and he told us to put our heads between our knees or put our heads down. I don't know why he said that, because as soon as he got off the bus to wait for the other bus with the other people, everybody just looked up. So like, people want to see where they're going. Let me tell you, the whole time I was on the base in Fort Jackson, I did not know where I was. Like, I knew I was in Fort Jackson, but I didn't know where I was, if that makes sense. Like, if I were trying to run away, I wouldn't know where to go, because I don't know. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where I was. Like, I knew the unit and everything, the company, everything, but I didn't know where I was. If you gave me a map and you said I could run away from basic training, okay, well, yeah, I would know, because of land math. But like, okay, anyway, we finally got to reception. When we got to reception, the drive was about like 20 minutes. It felt like 20 to 25 minutes. I don't know, but it felt long, and it was really dark outside. It really wasn't anything to look at. We got there, it was like 11 p.m. Like, we about to go to sleep. No. More paperwork. Just a lot of documentation stuff. Guys, we didn't sleep for 2 days. We got there, we did a bunch of documentation, and then we ate. They gave us like an MRE, but it wasn't like an MRE, like it was like the good MREs, like the ones that has the juice in them with the sunflower seeds. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And then right after that, we went straight to supply. We got our PTs and our boots with our green socks, and like, I don't think we got our uniforms yet. We didn't get our uniforms yet, but we got like fitted for our boots and everything. We had like this bag that we were just putting everything in. It was like a laundry bag, the green laundry bag. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. But we was dragging that thing all over the place. It was just like, they looked at you, they gave you the size that looked like it'll fit you, and you go. They looked at you, give you a size. Actually, you say what size for the shirts and stuff like that. But mostly they just be giving you stuff like, just be like, boom, boom, go, boom, go. Everybody was tired. That night was long. There was a lot of us, and people were still coming too. So it was like, I think we got our clothing first, and then they made us come back outside and wait for everybody to get their clothing and line up, and all the mosquitoes were biting us. Yeah, we got our clothes, and then they made us come back outside and then line up to get our boots. Basically, they organized the guys by their shoe size, and then the girls by their shoe size. And this is when they start making fun of you already. They started making fun of our shoe sizes. There was this one dude, I don't remember who you were, but if you see this, I don't know, but he has some big feet, and he got made fun of. I felt real bad for him. So we went back in and we got our boots, and then we came back out. I'm pretty sure around this time it was like 1 a.m, 2 a.m. No, it was like, just know it was almost wake up time. Just know it was almost wake up time. We came back, we went to the, like the platoon area. There was a drill sergeant there waiting for us, and we got our camelbacks, and he wanted to like help us get it set up and everything and put it together, because if you go to basic training in Fort Jackson, stay hydrated, okay? If you've never had a hot weather injury, maybe you'll have a hot weather injury there. I don't wish that upon you. It's hot, and I went during the summertime. I left May 4th. That was my ship out date, so I got there May 5th. It was hot, and it was 3 in the morning. Even at night, it's hot. When you wake up in the morning, when you think it's cold, it's hot. They don't let you go anywhere without that camelback. Once you get that camelback, do not go anywhere without it. But he set it up, and he was talking to us, telling us how to set it up. I'm pretty sure I didn't set mine up the right way, but I pretend like I set it up the right way. No, I didn't set it up the right way, but someone helped me set it up later on after I figured out it was the wrong way. After we set it up, he was talking about how reception was gonna go and how we're gonna get things done before we actually go to basic training. He was talking and talking, blah 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 blah, and then he finally said wake up time is 0400, and I said, and I looked at everybody like, did I just hear him correctly? He said wake up time is 0400, and the time was, I looked up at the clock and it says 0330. It's like 0315 or something like that. And I was like, he's like, all right, now go get some sleep. And I was like, is this a joke? To the day, I'm still mad. I forgive. But till today, Man, till the day I'm still mad. Because why would he do that? Like, why would you say go get some sleep when you know we have to be up at 4 a.m. already? And it's like 3 something. The holdovers that were there, holdovers are people that basically like just stay there longer than they need to because something's wrong or to get something fixed or something like that. The holdovers that were there that already knew what to do, they showed us the barracks, not the barracks, but the bay where we'd be sleeping, the bathroom. Ugh. The bathroom's so nasty. There wasn't even any toilet paper in there. Like, there was never toilet paper in there. And we always had to ask for toilet paper. And then we always had to ask for soap. The showers were disgusting. I hope when you go to basic training, when you get to reception even, I hope you're with clean people. Because it's really, that's where teamwork starts. Like, because they gave us tasks when we're over there to clean. It's up to you. Really, it's really up to you and your comrades to keep things clean. Like, to keep things like, you know, up to par. Like, I can't even explain in words how much basic training is about, like, teamwork. Like, teamwork is really about teamwork. Yeah, I didn't even bother like sleeping. I just got ready. I lay down like for a little bit, and then I'm pretty sure somebody woke me up and they're like, yeah, it's time to get up. And I was like, I just slept for 5 minutes. The first day, got ready, came outside. You know, we were in our platoons. They told us our platoons that we're gonna be in, and we just started lining up, standing at, was it parade rest? Pretty sure it was a parade rest, and I'm not listening to attention for that long. Yeah, it was parade rest. We still had parade rest, and this is when I learned, this is the #1 rule in the military, okay? Do not lock your knees. They will have you standing there hurrying up and waiting for so long. Just don't lock your knees. When you're standing there for that long, do not lock your knees. One dude fainted. I'm pretty sure he was in my basic training too, and I was like, oh, that was you. But yeah, he fainted, and I was like, after that, there was this holdover passing around talking about, guys, don't lock your knees, don't lock your knees. Anyway, the first day, we met our drill sergeant. The drill sergeants, they were funny. I'm not even gonna lie. The drill sergeants, they were funny. Like, they were actually cool and funny as long as you listen to them. If you didn't listen to them, I don't know how, but they'll somehow just roast you. Like, that's what I felt like, at least. Like, they would just roast you. The first day was a lot of briefs. Just briefs, talking and talking and talking. The next day, I think that's when we started getting like our SGLIs and stuff like that for active duty, like your life insurance and stuff. Basically, there was like different stations that you had to go to. You had to get your ID done. If you were getting BAH, you had to make sure that was all, you know, good to go. I already said the SGLI. And while you're waiting for your battle buds, you were to study, not sleep. They made that very clear. You cannot sleep while you're waiting for everybody else to get their stuff done. You can only study out of that blue book that you be carrying around the whole time. Just study, study, study. No sleep. Study, study, study. The only time you sleep is actually when you sleep at night. Yeah. Each day you're just getting stuff done at the stations to make sure that you're good to go and making sure that all your documentation was right. This was like the very last day before we actually shipped out. We got shots. That's just like welcome to the military, because we were all got in a line and we had this thing, I think we had it on our chest or whatever. It was this paper that had all these, like, you know, vaccinations or whatever that we're gonna get, boosters and stuff like that, and we'd go according to that group. So it was like group A, B, C, and D or something like that, and just go in this long line from the chapel all the way into like where they were giving the shots, and it's just boom, go, boom, go, boom, go. Like, it was just like boom, boom, boom. Like, they don't care. I'm not even afraid of needles, but like that many needles, that many shots? I was like, and they said, the part that annoyed me was they said that if you were actually bleeding that you could get a little thing to wipe it off. And I showed them because I had blood trickling down and they said go. I said, whoever did that wasn't right, man. Wasn't right. I got blood stain on my shirt. So that was that day. Basically that day we got to actually like know the drill sergeants, and they told us some stories like and how to succeed in basic training and just motivational stuff, you know. And then they talked about how there's chapels at every company and stuff like that. Not chapels, but chaplains, you know. Just giving us a lot of information and information about the different programs like SHARP and equal opportunity and stuff like that. Just your introduction to the military, you know. That's what reception is. A lot of briefs getting you ready to actually go to basic training. And at reception you get your stuff ready to go for basic training, like your documentations, you get your shots, your uniforms and your clothing and your boots, and you get supplies. They give you like this card that has a certain amount of money. It comes out of your paycheck. Sorry. And you get all these supplies. They basically tell you what you need. But I feel like she didn't really tell me what I needed in depth. The stores over there are expensive. So if you can and you have somebody that'll like send you stuff, let them send you care packages and stuff like that. I remember the first night we got there and they were like, take out this and this and then just dump your whole bag. Literally you dumped your whole bag in a square, in your own square, like on the ground. And they told you what you could have and what you couldn't have. And basically everything in my bag went in the trash except for my clothes and my birth control and my contacts. That I even had to throw away my Carmex. I had to throw away Carmex. They're like, oh, you don't need that. You gotta throw that away because it has this, this, and this in it. What is having it that's in? What's dangerous about Carmex? I just want to know. What's dangerous about Carmex? They're like, oh, y'all don't need that. We have chapstick for you. But you'd be surprised what people brought with them. They said no tobacco. I don't know why somebody brought tobacco with them. Somebody had to throw it away. And surprisingly, somebody brought condoms. I don't know what they thought was about to go down over there, but yeah. I remember seeing her when we graduated at basic training. I was like, why? Anyway, and make sure you take care of your feet at reception, because one of the last days, I remember people got held back because they had blisters on their feet from marching around, because we started learning how to march in reception. So make sure you take care of your feet. You're gonna get held back. And then they're gonna be like, oh, do you need new boots or something? Da-da-da-da-da. You can't go because you got an open blister. Just make sure you take care of your feet, because they made all of us come outside in flip-flop. They were checking us for blisters. The people were really trying to hide their blisters, and I was like, dang, their feet look bad. Like, that's where everybody was exposed. Just make sure you take care of your feet. Put some powder on them, you know. Powder's gonna be your best friend, especially if you're in Fort Jackson during the summertime. Powder's your best friend. Put it everywhere. Your armpits, your hot spots, your feet, your toes, you know, just put it everywhere. Just don't get rashes and stuff. The heat rash. Your body gonna be itching. You know, you get used to it. It's not bad. But anyway, let me tell you guys about the day my drill sergeant gave me, okay? I didn't know they were my drill sergeants. They were standing in front of me. I didn't know they were going to be my drill sergeants. We were all waiting and people were like secretly texting in their bags. Like they would have their phone in their bags. You have your phone at reception, by the way. Like before you go to bed at night, you can be on your phone. The day you're actually going to ship out to basic training, you can get away with it. You can sneak it. But like, just be careful. The day they came to get us, I was like, oh my god. This is so crazy. And I actually started talking to people over there. They actually ended up being in my platoon too, but the day my drill sergeant came to get me, she was really calm. I had an infantry drill sergeant, and then I had an African-American drill sergeant, a female drill sergeant, and then an infantry male drill sergeant. They came to get us, and they were, you know, laughing with each other. That's what I remember. They yeah, kiki, and I was like, what the heck? Like that. I just see the LMTV, people putting the bags in the LMTV. And then when it was actually time to go, our drill sergeant led us to the bus that we were gonna be on, and she told us to put our head down. They always tell you to put your head down every time you're on the bus. Now she looked scary. She was cool, you know, but she had these she had times where she could be cool, but like she was like generally like, you know, those people that act so calm that it's like kind of concerning. That's who she was, basically. She came back on the bus to make sure our heads were down, and then that's when we actually left. And I was like, that's when my stomach started getting butterflies, because I was like, yep, that's when I was like, dang, she's about to get real. Body shaking, everybody looking at each other, smiling low-key, but we know we're nervous. Everybody knows they're nervous. When we actually got there, she came back on the bus. Like, I don't want to talk too much, but she got on the bus and she was like, y'all have 30 seconds to get off my bus. Everybody was like getting up, but they were like, she was like, hurry up! I was like, ah! Like she actually started yelling, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's getting real. It's getting real. I'm not gonna lie, I was excited for not drill sergeant, but I was excited for basic training, you know? I just went there open-minded, and I was like, you know, just whatever it has to offer me, you know, let's just go. What it can teach me, I just go there open-minded. So I was like, it was a real experience. Everybody's experience is different. But anyway, that's gonna be another video. The next video is gonna be yellow phase and red phase, because if I just talked about my whole basic training experience, I know it's gonna be all over the place, so just bear with me. And I have notes. I took notes, guys. I took notes just for you guys while I was away. I got y'all. If y'all like the video, give it a thumbs up. We'll have a part 2 with yellow phase and red phase, and you know, let me know what y'all thought.